Welcome to the Flow Salon. What if I told you the future of your makeup bag has already been decided for 2025? It sounds crazy, but it might just be true. And today, we're going to find out how. So we're diving deep into this major industry report that dropped in late 2024. And what makes this so interesting is that it's a team-up between two giants, the fashion authority of LELE magazine and the massive social media platform Xiaohongshu. It gives us this incredibly clear picture of what's coming next for makeup. And this quote from Elle's beauty director really hits the nail on the head. This report isn't just about experts telling us what's cool. It's about combining that expert eye with data from millions of real people, sharing what they actually love and buy. It's a true insider's look. So what's the big takeaway here? Well, the report says the entire beauty industry is being shaken up by two huge and kind of competing movements. And these forces are totally reshaping everything from the brands we buy to the looks we create. Okay, so let's get into this first major shift. It's all about who is making the products we're all going to be using in 2025. And believe me, the battle lines are being drawn between two very, very different kinds of players. On one side, you've got the incredible rise of Chinese brands, what everyone's calling C-beauty. They are making a serious play for the luxury market, and their main strategy is leading with this really strong cultural identity, something the report calls Oriental aesthetics. And this shows their approach perfectly. It's like a 1-2 punch. You've got this amazingly detailed artistic product design that feels less like makeup and more like a work of art. And then you've got these super high-end, immersive stores that feel just as luxurious as any legacy brand. But listen, it is not just about looking good. The other half of their strategy is a deep, serious commitment to tech and innovation. These brands are pouring money into their own research to prove that they're leading with science. I mean, we're seeing huge players like the company behind Perfect Diary setting up their own global R&D centers. They're pushing this idea of skincare-infused makeup, creating things like lipsticks with actual anti-aging tech, and then backing it all up by getting published in legit scientific journals. Now, at the exact same time all this is happening with C-beauty, another massive force is stepping into the ring. The iconic European luxury fashion houses, and they're making a big, coordinated push into makeup. We've already seen brands like Valentino and Prada jump in, but in late 2024, Salon dropped its first lipstick and a full line is coming in 2025. And then there's the big one. Louis Vuitton just announced its beauty line is on the way. So you've got this amazing clash of old world luxury versus new world innovation. So, with this battle of the brands going on, what does that actually mean for us? What are we actually going to be putting on our faces? What will the hot new looks be? Well, the report has a very specific answer. And what's really important is that it's an answer that's backed by a ton of data. And it's a huge departure from the heavy, sculpted looks we've seen for the past few years. Yeah, you can forget the heavy contouring and those dramatic before and afters. The number one trend for 2025 is going to be this soft, almost ethereal style they're calling pastel watercolor. Just think of these delicate washes of color, not bold, heavy pigments. And just to be super clear, this isn't some tiny little trend that a few editors are pushing. This is based on huge consumer interest. Searches for this look on Xiaohongshu shot up by, get this, 1,261% over the past year. The demand is absolutely there. You know what's really cool? It's not just a vague vibe. There's an actual formula to get the look. You start with a really glowy, glossy base, then you add these low saturation pastels on the eyes, a wide wash of pink blush on the cheeks, and then a matching lip color to pull it all together. Okay, so we know the trend. But how does something like pastel watercolor go from a few posts on an app to a global phenomenon that has the world's biggest brands paying attention? Well, the answer is that platforms like Xiaohongshu have completely changed the game. They're not just places to get inspiration anymore. They've become these incredibly powerful ecosystems that are both a place for trends to start and a machine for selling products. What this really means is that a brand can now take you on the entire journey, from the second you see a product you like to the moment you click buy, all inside one single app. The wall between looking at content and actually shopping has just vanished. The report breaks down this model, and it's pretty brilliant. It all starts with seeding, creating that initial buzz. That sparks your interest, so you start searching and exploring. From there, it's a direct line to purchase through shops right in the app. And then, the best part, That purchase fuels loyalty because you post your own reviews, which starts the whole cycle over again for someone else. It's a perfect loop. Okay, we've gone through a lot of fascinating stuff here, so let's boil it all down to the 3 big things you really need to take away from this report. First, the whole idea of luxury beauty is completely up for grabs. It's not just about a fancy European name anymore. C-beauty brands are proving that their mix of cultural storytelling and high-tech R&D can compete head-to-head with anyone on the global stage. Second, the look of the near future is crystal clear. The next big thing is all about these soft, low-saturation pastels. It's a huge move away from the bold, graphic styles we've seen and a shift toward more natural, radiant, and just approachable makeup. And finally, and this might be the most important takeaway of all, the way trends are even born and sold has fundamentally changed. Social commerce platforms, they're not just another place to run an ad. They're the entire marketplace, from discovery right through to checkout. And that really leaves us with one final thought. In this new landscape, where aesthetics, technology, and commerce are all woven together, the future of beauty isn't just going to belong to the brands that are best at selling us products. It's going to belong to the ones that can actually connect with us.